Hi, y'all. How are you doing? I was asking a question right before. I think this might be episode 38 or 39. I don't know. I had notes and I completely forgot them again. I swear to God, my brain, I need some help. I heard ginseng helps with memory. My brain, I don't know. Maybe I just got too much impacted in my brain. But thank y'all for tuning in to Sippin and Trippin episode, whatever it is. But yo, we almost at a 2 year mark here come May. We're a year, as my son said, we're a year and a half into this shit, right? But thank y'all for tuning in. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Kwanzaa and everything else in between all of that stuff. Hopefully, y'all had an amazing new year. Hopefully, it's going well. We are 11 days in. Um, I mean, for me, it's been going very well so far. We've been busy here at the salon. We're busy at the bar. My kids are doing very well in wrestling. I mean, my man, we still together. You feel me? We going strong. We good. That's actually going very exceptionally well. Yeah, everything is good. Thank you, Al. Happy New Year to you too. Um, so yeah, so I actually had a whole different idea in regards to this show, but my guest never responded to me. So I said, you know what? Like I get inspiration from my shows, from just being and living in the moments. And when I was actually here, so a lot of, hence the purpose of starting the podcast was a lot of the conversations that I have here at the hair salon and just sharing stories from one person to the next person. I've said this before, hence why we ended up starting the podcast. Because it's always like I would always get a little bit of information or a story from one person, and not that I'm trying to share y'all secrets and shit like that, but it's just like if I have information that'll help another client of mine or help her situation or maybe her friend's situation, you know what I'm saying? Like I always feel like it's necessary to share because if we can make it better versus make it worse, you know what I'm saying? So I always feel like I can share that. So when you come in here and share stories with me, they come with a disclaimer. I never out anybody. I don't try to. I don't think I do. I try to be like, what happens here stays here, almost like I'm your lawyer, I'm your doctor, or this Vegas when you come in here. What happens here stays here for the most part. Unless I talk about it in the podcast, then. But yeah, so I had the inspiration. I was talking to a lot of my clients, and there have been a few clients or whatever that have had a little bit of a tough beginning of the year, whether they've had family members that have passed away, or they're dealing it with it from what happened the end of last year. Just situations that they've ended up in, or like and then I always hear like, what, we always start with, this is a whole new year, new me, new resolutions, and all of that. Like, did you guys make New Year's resolutions? Like, I personally don't, because I never fucking follow them ever. Um, no. So I just look at, I don't make New Year's resolutions. I just try to be better. And it's a day-to-day thing. Like I just try to be better than what I was yesterday. And it's always a work in progress. Like anybody that says that they're comfortable where they at, or they're like content. And it's like it's great to be content of where you're at. But I always feel like you always have to have like if you reach that goal you were hitting, then you got to make a new goal. And then if just to keep progressing in life or in individually or in business or whatever makes you happy. So that's kind of how we ended up with this whole idea of this podcast. So it was just talk about, just I did y'all watch the last episode? Did y'all catch the last one where I had Miss Black Ivory on here? I don't know if any of them tips helped y'all in the new year, or end the year with a bang, or start the new year with a bang. Like, but hopefully, I mean, and that's all that it is. All of this is just talk and trying to help. Whether it's family, whether it's relationships, love, your boss, your neighbor, But you can be careful when you ask me for advice though, because sometimes I be getting on my little petty train. I could be a little petty. I try not to be because I do believe in karma, but I believe in it. I believe like if they do bad unto you, then I don't feel bad doing bad unto them, which is not what you're supposed to think. And you know what? Hold on, let's backtrack. So I kept hearing like it's a new year and life is short, right? And life is short. Like, okay, backtrack another one. Let me tell you this story. I'm here at the hair salon, right? And a lot of my clientele are older ladies. And I've said this before, I'm pretty sure. So I always keep hearing like, don't get old, Jess, and it sucks being old and all of this shit. And it's just like, well, we can't stop from getting old, right? Shit, because if I had the secret, you know, I would making hella money if I could prevent that. You feel me? But you can't prevent that shit. So at the end of the day, I always see it like I can't prevent myself from getting old, but what I can do is enjoy the journey in getting there, right? So hence, like live life for the moments, and I don't mean like go out there and wild out and get arrested or kill yourself and do like dumb shit to do all of that shit, but I mean like really enjoy life in the moments. I do try to take pictures and share and stuff like that. I don't know if it matters to anybody. But I actually like going back into like my Facebook or Snapchat, and when it says like a year ago this is what happened, and then it makes me relive those moments again. So that's kind of like why I share those things. I like reliving those moments and like just seeing my kids like from 3 years ago, like seeing my oldest son 3 years ago to what he looks like now. Holy moly. Like he looks like a completely different person from 3 years ago. Even my little one don't look like a baby no more. And somebody told me like, oh my God, he's like growing in. He looks like a little kid now. He doesn't look like a toddler anymore. And I was like, oh, because it took so my oldest one just turned 17. And when I tell you some of the conversations that were being had with him in regards to like, um, there was a conversation with him, I think around the holidays, because he turned 17. And it was like, at this age, such and such was having a baby at the age of 17. And, we had another family member that had a baby when they were 14. And it's like, not that nothing's wrong with that or whatever, but it's just like put himself in that position. Like, luckily, knock on wood, he's not in that position, right? Because he's focused on school and his sports and all of that, which is why we have him involved in all of that shit. And I keep telling him girls are evil, which is, I mean, it's true because fucking girls are evil, but at the same time, like girls, and then vice versa, right? Like they're never gonna go away. Like they will be here now in your teenagers. They will be around if you go to college or in your 20s and your 30s. Like there will always be girls and guys around. So like don't keep focused on what you're doing and then whatever. But anyways, so we were having those conversations, and then I almost started like hyperventilating a little bit because I'm like, I have a fucking 17-year-old. Like, he will be 18 in 11 fucking months. 18. Like, I mean, I know he's a big baby. Like, I mean, I think your kids will always be your babies. I think I'm still my mama's baby. Well, whatever. I like to believe so. But like, like, I don't know. I mean, I know they're not ours forever. They're only here for a short time for us to like, implement what we can, and then hopefully they grow up and be functioning adults and shit. But like, I can't think about that shit because I either want to cry or I'm gonna hyperventilate or pass the fuck out. I don't know. And then my little one is turning 7, but he's growing up with his big brother so much that it's like he's 7 turning to be like 13. Like he's not a 7 or a normal 7-year-old. But he actually, so they both are in wrestling right now, and my oldest one is doing fairly well. He's like every tournament he does, he's like 6th place, 5th place, 3rd place. He places somewhere. And yeah, that's my baby. And the little one, he's also doing wrestling. So now he's had a few tournaments and he's gotten 1st place. He had a few tough matches, but he was able to beat them. Now this past Sunday, oof, he won his first two matches, and then he went against this little Russian kid. That was not so pretty to watch. And I have him in my phone. I am trying to like put it together in a video because I don't want to just show his wins. You know, I don't want to completely show his losses. I mean, he still got second place, which is a great thing, right? It's not first, I get it, but it's still second place. And I mean, when I tell you this boy was not having it, like this little boy gave him a run for his money and he beat him. He literally legitimately beat him. My son is not used to getting beat. Let I tell you, them tears started to flow, baby. Like, what? And I was just like, and then you're caught in the middle because it's like I want to make sure that he's not hurt, right? Because we kept thinking like something was wrong with him. No, he was crying because he was about to get beat. It wasn't because something was hurt. I mean, he did hit his head, and we were a little concerned about that. But after that, it was just like he was fine. And then as soon as the kid was like about to like pin him or get him on his back, he'd start like crying. And so I was just like, okay. So then you get stuck in that like I want to make sure my baby is okay, but I also don't want to like feed into that because like this is part of the sport. This is why I have you in this sport. So like you have to learn how to also lose. Good sportsmanship. I don't want my child to be sitting there like he loses and throw his freaking headgear somewhere and stomp off the mat and not even, shake nobody's hands. Like, no. We're not gonna do that. So he had a like, this was a tough lot. And let me tell you, this little child, which part of me is like, I am really happy that he is not settling for like second place. He wants to be number one, which is a great thing to have, right? But on top of that, it's like I don't want you sitting here bawling because you got beat. Like it's gonna happen. Like it's gonna happen. So let's watch these videos so we can see where we can improve and make you better for the next tournament. So if you're gonna go against this little kid eventually again, and hopefully the next time you beat him, right? But when I tell you this little boy, he didn't even want to go up and get his medal. I made him go up there and get his medal. I was just like, here, can you put it on? Let me take a picture. That boy was not having it. He's like, nope, he didn't even want to hold it. And then so finally I let him have his little, because I feel like you gotta let them kids be in their little space, let them be in their feelings so that, like you gotta sit in your feelings for a little bit so that you can work your way out of them feelings. You feel me? So I let him sit there. We talked a little bit, I gave him a little hug, like it's gonna be okay. You're not dead, right? So then afterwards, he got his stuff. He stopped crying. He got his stuff together. So then he got all his little friends who got like second or third place or whatever. And they look at what I got. They were so proud. And he was just like sitting there pouting. I'm like, look at this. Like they're happy they got second place and you're over here pouting. Come on, child. Let's get it together. So anyways, by the end of the thing, at least he was holding and swinging it around. He refused to put it on. The only time he put it on was for grandma. The only time he put it on. But that was one of those moments where it was like it was trying my patience because I wanted to be like stop crying, but that's where patience and just letting them figure it out on their own a little bit with a little guidance. So hopefully, but deep down, I hope we do go against that little kid again and Nas does beat him. That's that little other part of me that I try not to let out, but I mean inside, like you can't not want him to beat him in the future, right? So that was just that. But yeah, no, I've been busy here at the hair salon actually. Which January is usually like our slower month. And I've had a few slow days, but for the most part, it's just like holy moly. We've been pushing, I've been pushing here. I'm actually hiring too. So I'm looking to rent out 2 hair stations. So if y'all know any hairstylists that are out here in the northwest suburbs that are looking for a home, I have 2 stations here that I'm looking to rent out. So send them my information or give me their information and then we can talk. But away from that, okay, so I was gonna bring this up later. I'm gonna bring it up now because I got a question. This is a debate that I actually just had about 2 hours ago with the honey. So I don't know in your households, and I want to ask this question because I want to know: am I the only ghetto one that do this shit? So when I'm FaceTiming with the honey, and like so in my bathroom, there I have light fixtures, right? That have three fixtures. I only have a light bulb in the middle one because that's enough light for me to do whatever I need to do. I don't need all of who's the honey. Oh, you must have missed the last few episodes. So yeah, I have a boyfriend. But he lives out of state, so I am doing this whole long distance relationship, which actually it has been working. I mean, I do miss him. Like I can't just like pull up on a motherfucker and shit, but he lives out of state. He came in December. He will be here at the end of the month in January. But we've been making it work. So yeah, hopefully y'all will meet him soon. Eventually, because you know what, our family's big, so we can only get together so much. But if there's any parties or something at the end of the month, you know what I'm saying? But so anyways, I was having this conversation with him, and it irritates him that I don't have the two other light bulbs in their fixture. And then today I was washing my hands in the bathroom and he was like, "Oh my god, it's upstairs in your mother's bathroom too." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Apparently this like it's everybody has their pet peeves, right? And apparently he needs, thank you, cousin. Apparently he needs, like, he says there should be a light bulb in every fixture that's supposed to have a light bulb. I feel like you just need to put them in where you need the light. I don't like, so my mother has like her sink, right, with the light bulbs. I think she has like five of them. I think maybe four, no, maybe three of them work. The last two, there's bulbs in there, but they're not on. And then she has one that's closer to the shower, and that one has three, and that one only has one because you only need one bulb. Like you only need enough light, right? So he says that I'm the only one that does that shit, and I tell him like this can't be true. So am I? I gotta put the question out there, like, do you guys have light bulbs in every single fixture in your household? Kitchen, living room, basement, bedrooms, bathrooms, like whatever. Wherever there's a light fixture that a light can turn on, do you guys have put all the light bulbs in their feet? Really? So I'm just the ghetto one? I mean, I'm just conserving my electric bill. So I told him, like, not everybody's gonna be like that. So then I asked my son, like, bro, Mo, when you go to your friends' houses, like, like, do they have light bulbs in every one of their fixtures? And then he's like, look at him laughing. I don't know. Like, I know people who don't have lights in their. See, okay. Now, do you, Melissa, though? I know Paul cuckoo crazy. So I know Paul's probably sitting there like, this bitch don't have light bulbs in all the fixtures. I do, but they don't all work. Okay. Well, I mean, and that's part of the conversation also. So he was like, at least put a bulb in. But my thing is like, it just gets like, I don't put all three of them in because then it's too bright in there. I feel like while I'm brushing my teeth, I'm like under police interrogation or some shit. Or maybe that's just my own trauma. Maybe I don't like really bright light for those reasons. I don't know. Really? Y'all? Oh man, I thought somebody was gonna be with me. Whatever. But yeah, that was part of our conversation. And it's just like he notices every single bulb. That's so funny that you guys are agreeing with him. I thought y'all were my friends. Y'all supposed to Sippin N Trippin. Y'all supposed to be backing me up. Use warm lights. I don't know. I get a bulb and a 60 watt, and then that's what I put in. I agree, Jess. You agree with not having to put all the light bulbs in all of the light things? Is that what we're talking about with me? Yeah, see, thank you. You know, I should have had Julie come on today. Yes, you're the only one doing it. Apparently. Dang, man, y'all gonna make me come out there to the dollar store and buy all these balls and put them in and stuff. And then I'm gonna take a picture when it's like when I look red because all that light going like fuck up my face and shit. No, the darker the better. Maybe it's a spiritual thing because you're a spiritual person too, Julie. So maybe it's a spiritual thing. Like maybe if you're like with the spirits, like we don't like it too light in there. Those are gonna be my excuses for now. I don't know. I can mark that off of my thing. Don't do it. Is there like a lower wattage I can get? Like, cause I'm like, it's not that it's irritating. I actually find it fucking very funny. I feel like when this man comes down at the end of the month, who has a ceiling fan with 3 bulbs and only puts one in it? Do not put the light shade on back on it. Don't look at my ceiling fan in the kitchen then. The ceiling fan works. I just have no bulbs in there. First off, it was really hard to like change the bulbs, and I think 2 of them might have broken there because it was like the cheapy bulbs. So I just never bothered to like. But anyways, I want to take the ceiling fan out. So I said, well, what the fuck is the point of like changing it if I'm just going to trash the fan anyway? Really? Like man. So y'all have a bulb in every fixture in your household, every single one. That's crazy to me. Okay, maybe that's just me. I don't know. Really? Well, I'm gonna drink to that. So cheers to y'all for being functional adults and having So that man said that when he comes at the end of the month, he gonna stop and buy a box of bulbs and just come over and start. And then my mama said, so I told my mother, right? And my mama said, well, I'm gonna send him my electric bill then. Don't that raise your electric bill? Well, y'all gonna sit there and tell me what's those new bulbs that like conserve energy and shit? Cause y'all always got to answer for something. All right, you know what? We gonna start that new year, new bulbs in the house. How about that? Now I don't have to hear him complain and talk shit to me anymore. I guess. Know what? No. Don't do it. See, now you want to agree with me that not to do it? Or you gonna do it? I really ain't gonna do it. I'm just talking shit. I just hear you complain more about it. I really won't do it. I'm trying to think. Do I even have a bulb in my closet? I don't know. Well, we'll see. Hopefully, my nephew's not watching this because if it irritates him, his ass will come over and be like, "Auntie, Jess, we're gonna change this." Oh yeah. But you know what? Oh, actually, I can convert this to a whole nother conversation that I actually just had today with my cousin who lives in New York. So she was asking again. We were talking about. Oh yeah, you are. I'm not. I really not gonna do it. I'm talking shit. To tell you the truth, I say that maybe I will. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'll get bored one day and be like, oh, let me just change them. But I probably won't, honestly. But yeah, no. So I was having this other conversation actually today with one of my cousins, and again, we started with this whole New Year, New You, and all of this stuff, right? And then she was just like, man. So she's in a little situation or whatever, and she was just like, man, like, she's just like, how can I put this without like putting her business out there, right? So okay, so like let's say you have you okay, so let's say you have a sibling, right? And there's a parent that like will sit there and lie just to like kind of like how do you say that shit? Like they kind of like lie to one sibling to one of her she lies to one of her kids to just kind of like everything's gonna be okay, like whatever you want, because they don't want to feel like the wrath of her if you disagree with her, or if you disagree with them or whatever, then he gets all bent out of shape and and starts having an attitude and shit. So the parent will sit there and be like, no, everything's okay, and then in front of them, just so that they can keep the peace, right? And then they turn around and sit there and just like, what parents do, like, sit there and talk shit at me when they turn around or they're not in the room or whatever and be like, what the fuck, I can't even fucking blah, 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 blah. Versus then you got this other child, right? and they're like brutally honest with them, to the point where like it kind of hurts their feelings when they're brutally honest with them. But in the flip side of that, it's like, should I be appreciative that my parent is being brutally honest with me, even to the point where it'll like hurt her feelings? Or do you want that parent to sit there and lie to you to spare your feelings? I feel like, well, if y'all know me, I'd rather have you tell me the truth and hurt my motherfucking feelings than lie to me to keep me at bay. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep me I don't like all of that lying shit. And I can't, I don't have a really good memory, so I probably like forget that I lied and end up fucking telling you the truth any fucking way. So then, of course, I'm hearing this, and then now I start thinking about my kids. Like, oh my god, I think I'm brutally. I think I don't try to be brutally honest. So I've learned that in my years. Where like, okay, so if you're my friend, and I get this from a lot of my friends, that so a big part of them being my friend is that they know that if they come at me with a situation, or if they need my advice or opinion, or even if they don't ask me, I'm gonna give it anyway. But like, I'm gonna give you the truth. But I do try to like be not so harsh with it. Like, I'm trying to tell you the truth without being like in your face, like punching you with the truth. Even though it probably feels like that, because I know when I be getting handed the truth, sometimes I be like, dang, man, you could have got me drunk first before you told me the truth and shit. You feel me? Like, but you know what I'm saying? So like, what would you guys prefer? Since you guys had all these opinions about my goddamn bulbs and shit, now I'm curious to see what y'all would say. Like, would y'all want somebody to be brutally honest with you? Or would you just kind of like just keep the peace? Depends on the situation. I'm usually honest. You are brutally honest. Shut the fuck up. I know you're not talking, Elise. I know this girl's not talking. Let me tell you about this girl, Elise. Hold on. Hold on. No, just playing. She's honest too. I think like people are the same feather flock together for the most part. So like, if I'm honest, and the people around me got to be hella honest, because if you not, I'm probably gonna talk about you and probably wouldn't really be your friend. I don't think I'm brutally honest. I try. Okay, I am brutally honest, but I don't try to be like brutal with it. I try to like be soft. But I did learn today that I have a really harsh tone. I didn't learn it today. I know for a fact that sometimes when I speak, I sound aggressive, and I'm not really trying to be aggressive, but that's just the way I sound. I'm working on it. I told you it's a work in progress. I learn about myself too sometimes. So would you prefer to, I think you would prefer like your if you had a husband or wife or girlfriend, boyfriend, or even your siblings, like I would want them to be honest with me. You know what I'm saying? Like my brother, me and my brother get along. Even though sometimes I pick on him all the time. And sometimes people are like, God, she probably doesn't like him. I love my brother. He's a little soft, but I love my brother. But he did, and my brother is complete opposite of who I am. Y'all met him. He's been on the show before. Um, he's funny. I think he's funny. But anyways, so there was years ago. Actually, I was with my first baby daddy. And we had talked about, and I was so thankful for him for doing this. So years ago, we never got engaged, but there was talks of me and him getting married at one point. And my brother pulled me into the garage and was just like, "You really want to do this?" My brother does not talk to me about none of this. Like whatever my love life or whatever I'm doing, it's kind of like you do you just like whatever, right? But he actually pulled me into the garage and was just like, I think you should like wait. I don't think this is right now. How about you wait a year? The brother who loves Crocs? No, the brother that loves his fucking Skechers. My nephew, Leo, is the one that loves fucking Crocs. And you know what? Thanks to my family. Because I really thought somebody was going to give me some Crocs. Yes, my brother that loves Skechers. and his Adidas. But I thought for Christmas somebody was gonna gift me some Crocs, and I was so ready to go throw them out the window. But thank God that nobody did. I love y'all for that. I love y'all for that. I was ready to donate. Like, yeah, I was telling people, don't give me no Crocs because you're gonna waste your money. And I know them jokers probably not cheap. I don't know what they cost, but no, y'all want to buy me shoes? Buy me some oofs. Those are really comfortable shoes. You want to talk about Crocs? Buy you some oofs. OOFOS. I don't know how much Crocs cost, but them shoes, them oofs, boy, let me tell you, from a person that's a big girl and I'm always on my freaking feet, I'm telling y'all, take that OOFOS, oofs. Them jokers is comfortable. And if you have plantar fasciitis, if you have sciatica in your booty or it goes down the back of your leg, or you're on your feet a lot and whatever, and y'all don't want to wear them little holy shoes that are horrible looking, that make y'all look like those little gnomes, those little things that you put in the garden. Y'all don't want to look like them because that's every time somebody wears Crocs, that's what I think of you. You're a freaking gnome. Is that what it is? A gnome? Those garden statues with the little hat and shit, those little elf looking peoples. That's every time I see somebody with Crocs, that's what I think of. That you're one of them. You're one of them peoples. So y'all don't want to look like that and have some really comfortable shoes on your feet. Boy, let me tell you, them oos, woo. If somebody buys them, let me know. Because them jokers is comfortable. But yeah, no, so my brother, going back to my story, because I always sidetrack. He actually pulled me to the side and was like, my brother doesn't do that. Okay. So I actually took that to heart, you know what I'm saying? And I actually was just like, damn. Because you know what? You have to pay attention to what the people around you are saying, Because sometimes you get with these people or you get with your partner and then you're in this little bubble, right? You're in this little bubble and all you see is whatever you see. And the people on the outside see what's going on. You can't hide certain shit, whatever. We won't get into all of that discussion. But you know what I'm saying? So for my brother to get out of his norm and actually pull me to the side and say that shit, I was just like, you know what? If you're telling me this, then maybe there's something that I'm blind to. So let me like, yeah, what is another fucking year? So I'll hold off. It's cool. And I did. And thank God that I did, because soon after, within that year, that means he got the boot. So thank God that didn't happen, you know. So I thank him for that moment. So I actually would prefer people to be brutally honest with me. Well, don't be brutal. Let's take that brutal out. Just be honest with people. Or try to find a way to like tell people the truth. Like I always say that about even the show. Like I know I talk a lot, Elise. That was a story. So let me tell y'all real quick. And I might have mentioned this when she came on there. So me and Elise known each other for about 2 years now, but we became BFFs, as she says, with her thousands and thousands of BFFs in her life. Yes. So she was the one that was on my show in November. We were talking about Thanksgiving meals, and she cooked and she made this whole little pasta. If y'all didn't follow me on my Snapchat, just what is this? Stylish Jekka. Or I even posted it on Facebook that I actually made a pasta dish inspired by what I learned in her kitchen. That shit was banging today. I actually ate some. I was trying to wait till after the show to eat it, and then I ate some. Now I feel really like full. But anyways, so when we first met, it might have been, I don't know if it was like the first or second night we actually like hung out and we were drinking. And as y'all can see, I'm a talker. So she kept telling me like, God damn, Jess, shut the fuck up. When she said that shit to me, I said, bitch, we gonna be friends. In my head, I said, bitch, we gonna be friends. Just from her saying, shut the fuck up. And I knew she was telling me to shut the fuck up because she wanted to fucking talk. She was trying to dress it up like she wanted one of the other dudes to talk and shit, which was a fucking lie. She wanted to fucking talk because sure enough, what happened? I shut the fuck up, and who took the floor? She started blah, 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 doing her thing, trying to tell me to shut the fuck up. But at that moment, when she told me that shit, I know to other people, it might have been like, oh my God, why is she telling me to shut the fuck up? Not me. I was like, oh, me and this bitch gonna be friends because I like that shit. I like that shit. You tell me to shut the fuck up, even though I'm not gonna listen. But it's those little moments where you can fuck with people. That's when I fuck with her and her husband. Her husband cool as fuck too. That shit they be cracking me up. So I can take that off of my list. So be honest with people is the moral of that story. I think I wouldn't want nobody to lie to me. All right. So next one that I have on my list here, I had them in an order in my head, but now I'm just gonna just put them out there. Money, 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 money. I don't know how you guys are good at saving money. I'm working on it. Okay. Um, I'm working on it. But I did come across this, and I think I shared it, but I will share it again. It was a little sheet, and it had 52 weeks on there, and it said that you should save like, I think it started at $1, and then $2, and then you multiply it by two, then four, then eight, then 16, and such, right? Um, and so I before I even seen that, I had told myself, and we might have done this before, and sometimes I always think like, if I don't see it, I won't spend it, right? It's not that it burns a hole in my bank account, but like I be thinking like, so I am good at like my girlfriend just texted me yesterday talking about going to Vegas in February, which is right around my birthday. So we might be doing the Vegas trip for my birthday in February. It's not that it's hot down there. It's gonna be like, I think, mid 60s, lower 70s, depending. It's not set in stone yet, but she was texting me, and I was like, shit. I was like, let me just check with my boo. You feel me? So because it's not just me. I want him to go too. And so we was talking about it, and those are the things. Because then I got to looking on, Expedia or whatever the crap, and looking at the airfare, bitch. Let me tell you, for the dates that I was looking at February 19th, which I think is that Sunday, to the 22nd. So it's Sunday to Wednesday, which are off days, but Spirit had round trip tickets for $88. Okay, and if you put luggage, okay, if you do a check bag or whatever, because um, I went to Vegas this last. When did I go? In October, September, October. Anyways, I went with just a backpack, and it was okay because it was hot. You know what I'm saying? And we really ate our way through Vegas that time. But if you're gonna go down to a party, you're gonna want to change. You're gonna look cute and all this. I'm gonna have to check a bag. But anyways, even with checking a bag and the airfare round trip, it was $200. 200. It was like 198 or whatever the fuck. 203. Anyways, it was around $200. So those are the moments where I'd be like, I'm booking this trip. Book. So, anyways, so saving the money. So I started thinking about saving money in regards to like Christmas, because that's when I think Christmas, if you're not a planner, if you're not a pre-planner, if you're not already like thinking like, okay, well, I need to set this amount of money. Because then I've seen stories all over Instagram and social media about like people spending all this money for Christmas. And it's like now come January, they broke as fuck. Or they ran up all their credit card bills like ridiculously. First off, depending on your child, like I'm not a big, I don't think like, I'm not a materialistic kind of person per se. You feel me? So I like to give gifts in regards to like having them mean something to that person I'm gifting it to. Like a niece of mine, right? My sister-in-law's sister's daughter. I call her my niece. She plays soccer. So I actually got her shoelaces that were glittery. Like she can you know, measure them and cut them and whatever to the little tips and stuff. And then I gave them to her, and I'm like, here, I hope you like them. I actually kind of wanted them for myself, but I gave them to her. And the first thing out of her mouth was like, oh my God, these are so dope. I want to put these on my soccer shoes. Bitch, that's why I gave them to you. Okay, yes. I want you to bling while you over there kicking their ass. Okay. But those are the kind of gifts that I see. Like I want. I think about the person and I say, this is what I want to give this person. You know, like I gave my niece one of those oversized hoodies because I didn't want her wearing a robe. And if she's watching this or when she watches this, she'll understand that joke. But anyways, so in regards to like, so it's now January. So we have 11 months per se to Christmas time, right? You know, all you people that be like, oh, I'm waiting for pumpkin spice and all of that shit. But so I told myself that I was gonna try to save something as simple as $20 a week. So I take it. I don't even put it in my bank account. I'm not putting it nowhere. You know what? So this is what we drinking tonight. Well, this is the leftover of what I was drinking. Was it New Year's? I think New Year's. So I'm gonna take this, and this is where I'm gonna stash my money. Or maybe I shouldn't tell y'all. But anyways, so you take something, right? And I'm gonna just go throw the money in there so that if I don't see it, I won't spend it. It's not in my bank account, it's in my credit cards. So that if I do $20 a week, right? I ain't gonna do all the calculations like that. But anyways, so let's say there's 4 weeks in a month per se, right? So that's $80. And I mean, and you can do more depending on how much you spend on Christmas gifts, okay, right? Of course. But if you just do $20 a week, that's like lunch for a day or two, you know. That's $80 in a month. In 10 months, that's $800. So that's an extra $800 you'll have in 10 months. So, you know, 840 in whatever, you know, fucking all that calculations. But you'll have that extra 800 to buy Christmas gifts. Now you can do more, of course, you know, you want to do $100 a month. In 10 months, you'll have $1,000 to spend on Christmas gifts that you don't have to put it on your credit card. You don't have to, like, you know what I'm saying, pinch later. If you do that throughout the whole year, right? New year, new us, new money. You know, I mean, you can do more. I don't know how much y'all spend on Christmas gifts. I don't know what's your average on spending Christmas gifts. I'm not a big spender again, because you know what? Most of the time, your kids already got most of the stuff that they freaking need, right? You trying to buy for older people? Like I can't. What am I gonna buy my mother that can buy whatever she want anyway? I don't buy that lady a refrigerator, but she don't consider that a gift because she said everybody got to use it, so it's not a gift. It's not necessarily for her. So, like, what do you buy a person that can buy whatever they want? Like, and I try to tell, like, buy me perfume. I like perfume. I like cologne perfumes. I don't like all that fruity shit. So don't be buying me that fruity shit. I know my birthday's coming up February 21st next month. Hello. Cash App 7. No, I'm just playing. But like, I like colognes. I like perfume colognes. So like a little bit more masculine, not all that fruity stuff. I like lotions. I like candles, you know, stuff like that. But I'm just saying. So I think it's somewhere where we can start. I already started. I put $20 already because it was. So this week I put another 20 and I'll carry out. Now, if you have extra money, do it. You know what I'm saying? Like if I work at the bar for another extra night or whatever, and I made an extra whatever, like I might put an extra $60, like whatever. Just put it here, because then in 10 months, you know how much extra you gonna have. At least it's a little cushion to whatever you spend. Because I know there's some people that are big gift givers. I'm not that way. I rather like don't buy me no expensive. Listen here, boo. Like, don't buy me no $500 purse. And I know some other ladies are like, oh, clutch your pearls, girls. No, I don't give a fuck about that shit. Like, I'd rather have you spend that $500 and take me somewhere. Like, give me an experience that I can talk about. I can go get me a little fucking bag from Ross or some shit that costs $50. I'm trying. I'm just trying. Hi, honey, from Puerto Rico. Hey. We got viewers from Puerto Rico. Okay, babes, we doing it. But no, you see what I'm saying? Like, so those are, I'm gonna actually post the thing And I think it was like $1 and $2, and went from lower the thing to bigger money. Because when you get towards the end of the year, then you start going into like, I think that sheet, I think it was around 1,200 to like 1,300, somewhere around there. It was over $1,000. That if you do this little bit by little bit by little bit every week, and you follow that, I love you too. Um, then you'll have that much saved. And again, it's just a little cushion. It might not be, you might need more, and that's fine, but at least you got this $1,000 that, you know what I'm saying, that you save throughout the year. So it's not really hurting your pocket at that moment. Because I hate when I hear, oh, my credit cards, I ran up on my credit cards and shit to buy these little fucking mocoso ass kids, whatever the fuck they needed. And that's another thing I don't do. I really don't do Christmas lists. Don't take parenting advice from me. I'm just saying. I don't like Christmas lists only for the simple fact, yes, it's easy where the child can tell you what they want and then you can just go buy it and whatever. To me, that takes the fun out of it because they're expecting that shit now. And it's almost like an expectation. Like if y'all seen my social medias, I Nas wanted an iPhone, a fucking Lamborghini, a Tesla, a mansion, an iPhone, an iPad, a Nintendo Switch, Twitch, whatever the fuck. And so he did get his Nintendo because I had promised that from last year. So I wanted to get him that this year. I did get him a Lamborghini, yeah. So that was the game. That was from, you see his face. Like, I do it for them faces, boy. And I got him a Lamborghini, but the motherfucker was literally like this big. So I got it off Amazon, I don't know, like $9 or something. So I bought him the Lamborghini, and I'm like, "What did you get?" And he's like, "The Lamborghini." And now he was like, and I'm like, he's like, "Well, I wanted like a big car." I'm like, "Well, you didn't specify the size, honey." So I found that hilarious. He actually was playing with it, so it wasn't a toy that just went, to the trash. But it's those little things. I don't, and then he got like socks and my boys will always get socks and underwear for Christmas. My son, my oldest one, can be like 30 years old, and I'm still gonna buy him socks and underwear for Christmas. I thought it was funny. I'm a little funny sometimes. One thing I will say, like, um, I don't want, I applaud myself. I try to. Um, I thought I was dying. I was dying when I was wrapping his gift up, and I actually put it in a box. I should have put it in a box, inside of a box, and really been annoying. But so my son came, I think last week. My oldest son asked me for some money to go buy Chipotle before his wrestling match. So I said, "Stop by the salon and I'll give you some money." So I did, and I had a customer here that was getting minor big, and they get socks and undies too. That's why we cool. You feel me? And so I don't know how me and my oldest son started thumb wrestling. So I said, "I might not be able to take you on the mat, but this shit, oh, I got you. I can do this." And so we were thumb wrestling, and I was beating his ass, boy. And my customer says, like, so my son, he got his chest came out a little bit, you feel me? And he was trying to get on me. And she was like, wait, hold on. Don't break your mother's hand because I need her to finish my hair. And so we started laughing, and then, he left. He hugged me, and then he left. And then she took it upon herself to say, "You know what, just like every time I see you around your boys, you guys don't have to say anything, but it's like you guys exude, like you can feel the love that you guys have for each other." That, her comment and saying that shit, made me so proud. You feel me? Because it's like, you don't try to do that shit, but like if other people can see that shit, and I'm not this like cookie cutter mother. Like we all figure it out. You feel me? Like, I make my mistakes. Again, the way that I speak, I sound hella aggressive, right? And I'm dealing with two children that are hella fucking sensitive. But come to find out that my oldest one, I kind of find out that he talks a lot of shit like his mama. I found that out. But at the same time, like it's nice to see. It's a great feeling to know that like if people can feel that shit, then I ain't doing all of it wrong. But I still know they're gonna need therapists when they get older because I know me. So that was going back to the money thing. So yeah, those are the pointers. I will post that little picture if y'all want to like screenshot it later. I'll post it up on Sippin and Trippin on Facebook. Hopefully you guys are sharing this with your people. I mean, don't let all of this joy all be stingy and all to yourself. Pass me around, but not in them pass me around kind of things. You feel me? I can cross that one off. Um, oh, let's see what time is it. Okay, I kind of I had a note in here that was just like about being comfortable, being stagnant, and finding new challenges. I kind of touched on that before. Um, I think I'm trying to think if there was anything I wanted to add to that. I mean, like I just feel like whether it's your weight, whether it's your job, whether it's friendships. I mean, like so. Okay, so that'll actually push me into to the next conversation. So when I was in here again conversating, the word pressure, it could be to me pressure is like a double-sided sword, right? Because pressure can be great because they say if you add pressure to that lump of coal, it can create a diamond per se, right? But then enough pressure can also break down a person. So it's a good word and it's a bad word depending on how much pressure, right? Pressure cook. Okay, no. Um. So so we were talking about it, and again, I'm talking to these older ladies, right? And they were saying that I put a lot of pressure on myself because of how busy I am. And yes, don't get me wrong, we be busy. I be busy over here. But I don't think of like I guess it's like I don't think about it like being super busy. Yes, my house might be a little messy because I be running around and going to wrestling matches and then going to this job to go to that job and running errands and whatever and you know something got to give, right? But I rather like go to a wrestling tournament than sit at home. And then when I do get home, I be so tired that I just want to fucking just sit down. But um I choose to do that though. That's a choice. It's not I have to. Like I don't have to go to this second job. I choose to go to that second job because I like having that little extra money. Because if I want to go to Vegas, I can be like, I'm gonna take from that money pot and go because I'm living in those moments. Um, I choose. Do I have to go to every single one of my kids' wrestling or football or baseball games? I don't. I know there's a lot of kids on those teams that you don't see their parents. You might see them every other, whatever. I know some of them try to, some of them care to. Like my mother went to one of my oldest son's wrestling meets, and she said she told his ass like, "Look, I love you, and I don't want to seem like I don't support you, but I can't watch that shit." Like she could not watch. She was like she was getting angry that this other kid was like putting his hands on her grandson. And look, I don't get all my crazy just for me. I'm just saying. So she was like, I can't watch that. She can watch Naz's because they're still little. When you get to Mo's age, man, look, that be a little rough. Like that, you ever watch a game, whether it's football or I do it a lot in wrestling, not so much in the other sports, but in wrestling, when they be getting in these little like moves and shit, I be sitting there like, ooh, 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 ooh. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if y'all do it. Like, even when I bowl, like I bowl and then I see the ball going one way, and I'd be like, no, no. Like me moving my body to the left is gonna make the ball move to the left, which I know is not gonna happen. But and I do the same thing for wrestling. So like after a wrestling meet, boy, I'll be so tense because I'd be sitting there like, and then after he wrestles and it's over with, I'm like, whoo. I feel like I held my breath the whole fucking meet. And that's just, I'll do it to myself. It ain't nothing about him. But I choose to go to those tournaments. I choose to do that because I want my children to know that I'm there. And again, if they didn't want me there, or they didn't pay attention to me or whatever, like my son knows exactly when I show up or what time, or you came in my second match, or you came in the fifth inning, or he knows. They be looking. But I choose to do that. The hair salon, that's my job. Like this is my career. So I actually enjoy, this is not a job to me. Doing the podcast, I don't have to do this. I'm choosing to do this shit because I enjoy talking. And I like talking to y'all and shit. I've made some really awesome friends doing this podcast. Some people that I have no idea. But you know what? When we talk away from the podcast, like I feel like we know each other. Like y'all get to know me, I get to know you a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and y'all don't even live in the same damn state. Shit, look at, I met my honey on Facebook. You feel me? And you in a whole different state. But it's those kind of things. Thank you, Melissa. And Melissa, like I met her through B-Side Studios and her watching the show and Maurice and the plays and whatever. And shit, I done went to her birthday party and we, you feel me? Like we taught it. We had a good time at that club. But you know what I'm saying? Like those little friendships that you meet along the way, I always feel like everything happens for a reason, a purpose, a lesson, or whatever. Like congratulations to Melissa. She's on her weight loss journey. And I'm, like I'm like my son say, you forever trying to lose them 10 pounds. Yes, I'm forever trying to lose these goddamn 10 pounds. But you know what? Seeing her posts, seeing her inspirations and aspirations to continue to go to the gym every fucking day and work out, and her Zumba classes that she goes to and all of that shit, I'd be like, bitch, bitch, but then that makes me like, bitch, get your ass, get up and do something away from all the other shit that I got going on. But seeing those things, so like I feel like this podcast in little bits of ways or whatever, like I hope I help y'all in some point. Like don't wear Crocs. Number one, it is hard as hell. It is. I know. But in the same token, away from where, regardless of where you're at in your body morphosis, right? It always goes down to self-love, which is to my next subject. So loving yourself, like loving who you were, loving who you are, and aspiring to who you want to be. It's a three phrase, but they kind of all go together. So it's not about being cocky. It's not about like, yeah, I'm the shit, you know what I'm saying? Even though I feel like I am. But you know what I'm saying? It goes from just really accepting, because I know there man, look, I know I do hair, I talk to you ladies, I talk to you gentlemen. It's not only just the ladies, I talk to you men also. And a lot of people wear a mask. We go out here, we get up, we put a mask on, we go to the world, and when motherfuckers be like, hey, how are you doing? I'm okay, I'm good, knowing deep down you're not. Like I feel like wear a mask if you need to, because sometimes that may help you. Cool. But like how about we work on trying to like get rid of those masks and just really be comfortable with who the fuck you are. And if you're not a good person, then try to be a good person. Maybe you put a mask on to try to be a good person. And it's hard. I know there's a lot of things in regards to it. I'm not going to get into all of that, like mental health. I talk about that every once in a while. Your mental health is important. You taking breaks from like my breaks, and I don't condone doing drugs or drinking for your breaks. But actually, what helps me in my mentalness is laughter. Like I joke around, I will talk a lot of shit. I will but having people around you that do that shit and make you laugh and are able to time out from your day-to-day bullshit, like that's the kind of people you need around you. But even like whether it's working out, whether it's going to a new restaurant every month or whatever, like you need to take those moments so that you can be you and be comfortable with you, is all I'm trying to say. Because I see it here all the time. Like, people are sitting here in the chair, like they can talk to me and feel like they can be themselves with me. But then they put their mask on when they hit that door to deal with society. Or like this person doesn't really know who I am. This is what they like me to be, but that's not who I am. Like, well, and this was I didn't want to tell Maurice to like name the show. Fuck that shit. But that's where it, last week I was saying that shit a lot to a lot of my clients. Like, fuck that shit. Like, be who you are. Be who you're comfortable. Because honestly, the right people will gravitate to that. And then you will have the right people around you. Because if you want some fake shit, then you're gonna gravitate fake ass shit. Is my 2 cents on that. Yeah, so self-love, however you find it. If it's your body, honey, I've said this before and I've said it again. And look, it's not even for my big girls. I know I advocate for big girls, but let me tell you, these little skinny bitches that you think are out here and they got a little, they got this, they fucked up too. You feel me? Like, just because you see them and they're skinny, like, and I think it goes both ways. So then you'll see a girl who's a big girl, right? And yeah, I'm a big girl and I'm confident and I'm this and I'm that and that. Sometimes that's an image because she got to play that shit up. And you see these little skinny girls, they might be a size 4, and you think that they got it together. That girl fighting through some shit too. She don't have confidence in how she looks. She needs, a man to come and, do that. Men too. Men got those things that they gotta come out here and be all flashy and shit because they trying to hide some shit. You feel me? So it's not just women, it's men too. So like when you like I see through all of that shit. So like when I go out and I be like, and don't get me wrong, I fall for the dum dums too. I did. I don't have a dum dum now, but I did in my past because it's just like, fuck it, why not? But you see past that facade. You see, like if you like a nice car, great, have a nice car. It's cool. I'm not gonna judge you on that. You can afford it, great, have it. But don't compensate having that because of, oh, the women gonna like me in this car, so I'm gonna get it. Get it because you like it. Get that expensive purse because you like that shit, not because like, ooh, when bitches see me with this expensive purse, they're gonna think that I'm the shit. No, get that shit because you like that shit. I was gonna say the Crocs, like, but no, I can never tell anybody to go buy that shit ever in my life. No. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you want to have whatever. You want to spend people doing that eyelash stuff. The eyelashes, which I think are so fucking pretty, and I'm a little jealous because I can't do that shit. But if you like, if you like that shit, do that because it makes your fucking eyes look fucking beautiful for you. And eventually, other people are like, "Oh my god, your eyes look beautiful." Don't do it because you know people are gonna come and compliment you. You do it because it makes you fucking feel great. That's my little soapbox on that subject. So, hopefully, that's my new year, new you and stuff. So I don't know if y'all learned anything today. Y'all took some notes. I pissed some people off. I hope I didn't. I don't think I did. And look, I only had 1 cup today. And I'm gonna leave y'all with this comment that I seen. I thought it was very interesting. It really has nothing to do with anything that we talked about tonight. But I thought it was I always come up with some, like, when I hear weird shit and it makes me go, really? Just like with the electric slide, like how many of us didn't know that the lady was talking about a vibrator? And the whole time our grandmas are out there doing the fucking electric slide and shit. You feel me? And the whole time this motherfucking woman talking about her fucking vibrator. Who knew? So when I hear stuff like this, I kind of like, huh. And then it kind of coincide with the whole like Valentine's thing that like So before I say the other stuff, Valentine's Day is getting spit up already. Um, February 14th, which is actually my nephew's birthday too. Um, so away from like just getting chocolates, and I seen this posted on social media, like girl, like think outside the box when you're gifting your girl, or girls think outside the box when you're gifting your man. Like if like honey, like if you want to buy me something, like buy me a tattoo appointment. You feel me? Buy me an airplane ticket to go somewhere warm. And vice versa. Like if you know your man like to go and do the speed card thing, then buy him a gift card to doing that shit. If he likes cigars, buy him the cigar shop shit. Like don't just do the norm. Like let's actually think about the person and gift them that way. Tattoos, appointments. I got a guy. I'm just saying. Okay. So I don't want to talk y'all ears off tonight. But did I help y'all a little bit? Just a little bit. That was my interpretation of New Year, New You, New Us. Let's new beginnings. Let's get this shit right. Oh, also, I know I had a girlfriend that was like, man, Jess, like what the fuck? You don't do your shows at the bars anymore and all of this shit. And don't get me wrong. Thank you, meow. Thank you so much. So I got a few that were like, man, Jess, how come you're not doing it at the bars anymore? And doing whatever. Like, and I had a little following. You know what I'm saying? Like, thank you guys that supported me and going to the bars and shit. I actually really enjoyed that shit. The problem is that a year ago I wasn't as busy as I am fucking now. So I am busy where I can't get out to these bars and talk to the managers or owners and set the dates up and set it all up like I used to be able to. I'd like to, and I know like we're kind of like really out of like at that time we were kind of like still in COVID, so it wasn't so crazy. But now the bars are back in where they're having karaoke nights and trivia nights and bingo nights, and like they're getting back into getting people back in the bar. But if somebody want to help me, because I don't mind going to the bars and doing it and shit, you know what I'm saying? I travel. But if somebody want to come and help me and shit, you know what I'm saying? This is what's them people that like work with you? An internship? Because you ain't gonna get paid because I don't get paid. So if there's somebody that want to help a sister, you feel me? Come and talk to me. Let's make, you know what I'm saying? You can be my scouter and go look at these bars and talk to managers, and we can, you know what I'm saying, do the thing. Because at this point, I'm like, I've learned that if you need help, because you want to get something accomplished, ask. Because if you don't ask and think that you can do everything by yourself, it ain't gonna work. So I'm asking. I would like to go to the bars. If somebody out there want to help me, talk to me. That's it. Okay. So I'm gonna end the show on this information. I hope my kids aren't watching. So it was a statement, and I don't know if it's true. I don't know. It's like there's a doctor. Maybe I should ask my nurses. Maybe they'll know, my nurse friends. But anyways, I got this information that they said that the skin on the inside of your cheek is the same skin that's in the inside of your vagina. How many of y'all did like this? How many of y'all took your tongue and wiped it on the side of your cheek? Hmm. So that's the end of the show. That's the information that I had to give y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Please share. I did it too when I first heard that information. I know a lot of other people did. But isn't that interesting? I wonder if it is the same kind of skin. That's the inside of your cheek. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But anyways, I hope you guys have an amazing year. I will be back in 2 weeks. I think that is I knew I was gonna throw y'all off with that shit. It had nothing to do with it. But I'm just saying, isn't that an interesting fact though? I think that's an interesting fact. But I was waiting because I know what I did when I heard that information. I said, and I know that's like gestured for something else, but and if I'm like, if I do it and I tell my people to do like the information, I can't be the only crazy one that did that. But I will be back January 25th. Um Hopefully, again, you guys have an amazing year. I wish you guys nothing but health, wealth, and happiness. Hopefully, you guys can join me um, on this continued ride of 2023 for Sippin' and Trippin'. You feel me? I adore y'all. I love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Again, January 25th. Hope you enjoyed the show. I'm out.